Hey there, if you're new to the channel and want to learn everything there is to know about living in New Smyrna Beach and surrounding areas like Daytona Beach, Ormond Beach, Ponce Inlet, Port Orange, or Edgewater, you've come to the right place. My name is Matt Ekoff. I'm a local real estate expert. I'm here to share everything from the best neighborhoods to the hottest spots around town. Listen, we get phone calls, emails, text messages, Zoom invites every day from people like you wanting to move to the beach, whether that be in 2 days, 20 days, or 200 days. Please don't hesitate to reach out. We would love to help you move to the beach. Please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe so you get notifications and all the updates about New Smyrna Beach and surrounding areas. Okay, so today we're going to be exploring North Beach. This is kind of a driving tour slash tour. I talk about North Beach a lot. In New Smyrna Beach, it is the best place to live by far, hands down. And in fact, we live in North Beach, and this is not a biased opinion. We don't live in a house like that the average house is like, that's for sure. But all the time when people ask us where we live and we say North Beach, like, oh, you guys are in the snooty neighborhood. It is not snooty for us. We just really wanted to live here for numerous reasons. First off, the appreciation is higher than any other area in New Smyrna Beach. Also, it's the highest and driest area in New Smyrna Beach, even though we're surrounded by the Intercoastal Waterway on our west side. On our north side, we have the inlet at the jetties, and then on our east side, we have the ocean. We're still the highest and driest. So the average median home here in 2023 was $1,080,000. Let me tell you how crazy this is. In 2024, it went up to $1,189,000. That is a huge increase. I'm not a mathematician genius, but I think that's $109,000 on average appreciation in one single year in North Beach, New Smyrna Beach. So today we're going to go through and we're going to talk about some of the areas. I'm going to hop into MLS and I'm going to go through some of the houses. I'm just going to randomly pick some and we're going to do some drive around. I spent about 20 minutes driving around North Beach because there's so many in and out roads and things like that. So let's get started. Here's all of New Smyrna Beach. You can see everything that we have to offer, but today we're going to be talking about North Beach. So I don't know what that is. So North Beach is right here. Here's Flagler Avenue. Man, that was a good drawing. That's probably the best I've ever done before. Look at that. It's amazing on a mouse. Okay, so this section here to here, Flagler Avenue to Menorca, 2 miles long, maybe 2.1 miles long. Then you have another almost mile long here in Smyrna Dunes Park. Let me tell you how big Smyrna Dunes Park is. The Magic Kingdom in Orlando is so big that you could fit Disneyland in Magic Kingdom and still have enough spaces for 500 parking spaces. That's how big the Magic Kingdom is. However, Magic Kingdom is only 108 acres. Not only, that's really huge. 108 acres. Smyrna Dunes Park is 189 acres. That is huge. You're going to see tons of wildlife out here. You're going to see lizards. You're going to see sea turtles. You're going to see gopher tortoises. I will say we have seen some bobcats and things like that. A lot of wildlife out here. Plenty of snakes, believe me. If you don't like snakes, then maybe this isn't the place for you, at least on the land part. There are boardwalks and docks that go all the way around. On this side right here where we can see this red, this is the dog park. You can walk your dog, take your furry friends out there. Or in fact, little fun fact, this is something that the locals do. Dogs are not allowed on the regular beach. The regular beach, this is, I would say, probably 27th right here. So let's call this 27th. I don't know for sure, but that's when the drivable section stops. So you can drive from here all the way to here. And then this is non-drivable right here. But from here all the way up to here, dogs are not allowed on the beach. However, there are multiple beach entrances. Our beach entrance that me personally uses is about right here. And what we will do, because we have dogs, we will put our dogs on the golf cart. We will enter right here. We will drive them all the way down to the jetties, and then we will take them off our golf cart so we don't have to pay extra to go in here and then walk these long trails because they are kind of long to get in there. But nevertheless, we have a lot of trails around here. This is a huge area. This is a fun area. Again, tons of stuff to do down here. In the water, you can see dolphins, you can see stingrays, you can see manatees, you can see sea turtles, you can see gopher tortoises. It's absolutely amazing. Tons of stuff to do down here. But we're not talking about parks. We're not talking about sea life. We're talking about real estate, because this is a real estate page and I'm a real estate agent, and I'm not a marine biologist, although I could be George Costanza and that would be pretty hilarious. I'm a marine biologist. Yeah, that shows my age. Anyway, so this is about 2 miles long, North Beach, right here. We're driving around. Average medium home, $1,189,000. Big time. So, okay, I'm going to come out of this now, and I'm going to go to MLS. All right, so now I'm in the MLS page. So again, we can see all of New Smyrna Beach here, and we see Smyrna Dunes Park. We see the FLA for Flagler Avenue, and all these houses here. So this is houses and condos. Now, at the end down here, this is all going to be Menorca. So I'm going to click on this. Guarantee we're going to see Menorca. Yep, Menorca. Let's look at another one. $1,040,000, Menorca. Actually, I have people that are probably going to be buying this unit pretty soon. Dan and Cherry. Awesome people. So Flagler Avenue here, Menorca down here, Yacht Club down here, and the Inlet Club down here. And let's just randomly pick a couple places. So here's a place right here, 1640 North Atlantic. This is just down the street from my 1422 North Atlantic that I have. This is $1,099,000. So in 2023, this was $19,000 above the average home price. Right now, it's about $90,000 less than the home price. So let's go in here real quick and let's just see what we got. We have a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom, 57 days on the market, built in 2000. We have 2,072 square feet, 2-story. And depending on what's across the street, here's the house here. Depending on what's across the street, they might be able to actually see the ocean. And it looks like maybe they can. Good thing about North Beach is you can build up to 3 stories, and you can also build rooftop terraces. So a rooftop terrace, obviously, you'll be able to see the ocean very easily. If you need somebody that does that, just reach out to me, because I know contractors that do that kind of stuff. So looks like there's the entrance in the backyard for the garage. No pool in the backyard. And looks pretty decent inside. A lot of natural light. Okay, great. Let's go back out. So this is just barely under the average home in North Beach. Let's go and look at, let's go over here and see what we got. Oh, 3.8 million. Must be nice. All right, 3.8 million. Let's check this one out. This one obviously is higher. $3.8 million. It's a 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2,100 square foot home. But I tell you what, I bet it's pretty awesome. On the Intracoastal, which is obviously amazing. Constructed in 1955 for wealthy philanthropist Captain Edwin and Hester Merwin Ayers. Don't know who those are, but history buffs, maybe you do. Leave a comment below if you do know who those people are, or maybe search it and tell me who they are. We do have a lot of famous people in here that live in New Smyrna Beach. We have a guy that's been on America's Got Talent that is an amazing acrobat. I think the oldest active acrobat in the world. He's in the Guinness Book of World Records. We also have the Cathys that own Chick-fil-A. They have a compound here. Also, they have a house that they do a lot of nonprofit at. They help orphans and stuff like that and do summer camps at. We have Bob Ross that used to live here. Let's see, who else is famous? I'm famous. I live here. No, I'm just joking. I'm not famous. Only you guys watch me, and that's not very many people. So some famous people that do live here. And apparently this guy, Captain Edwin and Hester Merwin Ayers, maybe they were also famous. So, okay, so this one's been on for a while, so this one might be overpriced. Average days on market, 184, but total days on market, 444. So this has been on for a while, so maybe a little bit overpriced here. But nevertheless, it's in Flood Zone X, which we've talked about in a flood video prior. I'm going to point right here and hope that my editors put that flood video up there. Flood Zone X is the best flood zone that you can be, and that means you're high and dry. That means there's a 0.2% chance that you flood in the next 900 years, something like that. It's crazy. You're looking for X and X500 for flood zones. You're not looking for A, AE, or VE. So as I randomly go through these, I'm going to look at some of the flood zones as well. But we got a 2,100 square foot house. This is a lot. Price per square foot, we're looking at $1,810. So this thing must be a doozy. Let's just go through here real quick and see which one it is. Okay. That's nice. Looks like it's updated. But, I mean, this is what you're buying it for. And most likely, if if you're the owner of this house, again, I apologize, but most likely somebody's buying this house for the lot, because it is, let's see what the lot size is. Lot size is 13,000 square feet, so over a quarter acre, or over maybe a third of an acre. Pretty sizable lot. Oh, actually, sorry, a third of an acre, exactly a third of an acre. Good sized lot, and that's what it's selling. That's why it's selling for that much. All right, let's go back out here. I'm just randomly picking these, so I have no idea which ones are which. So let's go again. Let's go out of here. Let's go to 4 million. This is a big boy right here, 1421. Now I have a listing at 1422, so I know exactly which house this is. It's across the street from mine, and this is Ignacio's listing. So built in 1982, $4 million, 4-bedroom, 5-bathroom, 3,670 square foot on a 0.43 acre lot that is on an oceanfront lot. And let's look at our flood zone X, which is what we love. So it's on the ocean, intercoastal, maybe 0.2 miles on the west side, and it's flood zone X, which is exactly what you want to see. I know this one, I've been to this one before. Again, a local agent, Ignacio, has this listing. He just did a broker's open. This thing is awesome. Awesome. A lot of updates, beautiful outdoor space. I could fit my entire family, brothers, sisters, nieces, nephews, parents, everybody. Do I want to do that? No, I don't want to do that, but I could, because this place is that huge. So pretty awesome. That one's $4 million. And again, I have one directly across the street. So let's look at this one. Yep, that's mine for 1.35. And just to show you that I'm not a liar, I'm going to go in here and I'm going to show you that it is listed by none other than Matthew Ecoff. Do not call me Matthew. I only get called Matthew by my wife and my mom when I'm in trouble. So do not call me Matthew. It is Matt, or you can call me Sir, or Supreme Commander is fine too. Just don't call me Matthew. Just joking again. All right, so let's go and look at another one. We already looked at this 3.8. Let's go over here and next one 3.3. Oh, I also know this one. This one's down the street from me. This is Pat Collato's listing. See if I'm a liar. I'm not. Pat Collato. Okay. So this one is a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 3.3 million. The thing that I like about this house is there is nobody on the south side. There is an empty lot on the south side. The thing that I don't like about this is on the north side, there is a public park. So it can be kind of loud as on North Atlantic Avenue, but this is a great house. $3.3 million, 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,782 square foot, brand new on the market, 58 days, not that long. And let's look at our flood zone VE. Oh, what did I say? I said we're not looking at A, we're not looking at AE, we're not looking at VE. This is, if I spoke Spanish, this is no bueno. Again, sorry if you're the owner, Pat, hope you're not watching this. VE is not ideal, and I'm gonna have to say no to this one. There are other options in New Smyrna Beach right now to go and live in a flood zone. So it's probably because this house is a lot lower to the ground than the other one that we looked at that was on North Atlantic, 1421, I think. That one is much more raised. This one is really right there on the ocean. So that's a big risk factor. You know, got to get flood insurance, but nevertheless. All right, let's go into the inner part, 1.7. This one's also down the street. Well, I'm in North Beach, so they're all down the street. This is not a big area. We're gonna look at this one. I personally think this one's overpriced. Hasn't been on the market 6 months now. 1.775, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. Let's look at our flood zone. Oh, flood zone code X right here. So we're good to go. Good size lot, 0.25 acres. This is right behind the intercoastal. So there's one house to the west of this, and then that house is on the intercoastal. This one's quite not on there, but it's a pretty sizable house. So, all right, I'm going to check just a couple other ones just because all of these have been in the millions so far. But, you know, at an average price point of $1.189 million, you're going to figure that's going to happen. All right, here's one. Here is, oh, okay, interesting. I'm randomly picking this one. My daughter's very good friend, Fiona, lives in this house with her mom and her sisters. So this one has been on for a long time, 796 days. So I'm going to tell you a funny story, and I hope that the lady that lives here doesn't hear me or doesn't get offended. Liz is the woman that lives there, and she's got some kids, and they're all great. And Fiona is a very good, close friend of my daughter's. Actually, she spent the night at our house last night. They take down the sign. There's a sign in the yard, and they randomly take it down. So it has been on the market for 796 days. It's a pretty good spot, though. It's 3-bedroom, 2-bath. It's 1,733 square feet in the main home, which is right here. And then there is an area right here above the garage that could be like a mother-in-law suite or could rent. This one's been on the market for a long time, though. Let's look at the flood zone. It actually doesn't have it listed, but I know it's probably X or X500 because I'm right down the street from this. So funny story about that one. Yeah, they take the for sale sign down all the time. Liz, if you listen, or if Fiona, you see this, I'm sorry. I love you, but that's part of the reason why this one hasn't sold, because a lot of people don't know that it's listed for sale. Plus, they don't make it available that often to see people that actually want to come check it out. All right, so I'm going to do just a couple more real quick. Let's go down and look at, let's see what we had. That's 1.399. I know that one. That's 327 due east. Let's see. Yep, 327 due east. It's a huge lot. It's a teardown, though. It's definitely a teardown. This thing is horrible on the inside. Max, if you're watching, I'm sorry. He's the owner of this place, but it's 0.44 acres on North Atlantic Avenue, and it can be replatted that have a North Atlantic address, and it can be split into 2 lots because it's 0.44 acres, and the city says if it's 112-foot frontage by 112-foot frontage that connect, you can make it into 2 lots if it's bigger than 0.3 acres. And so that is a redevelopment kind of 101 thing. And actually, I showed it in a redevelopment video. We showed it and we said that this is a great opportunity. I'm surprised it hasn't been taken. I had an investor that had it, but then he had to back out because he had some personal situations going on. But Brent Walters was going to do the build. It was going to do 2 builds. It was going to be about $1.1 to $1.2 million cost per build, and the resale value was going to be about 2.8 to 2.9 million. Great investment opportunity for somebody, but this is a piece of crap on the inside. I mean, definitely this is not a fixer-upper, and it has been on the market for almost a year. I'm thinking it's going to probably drop one more time before it sells. It's getting close to that point of selling. Let me just look at one more random one. Again, it doesn't look like I'm picking random because I know all these houses, but again, this isn't a big area, and I'm an active real estate agent, and I do this full time. This is not a part-time job. I'm not a soccer mom or a soccer dad, so this is a full-time job for me. And in 2023, 49% of agents sold 1 or 0 units. In 2024, 51% of agents did not sell a single house. How can you call yourself a real estate agent? This is no offense to part-time real estate agents, but how can you call yourself a real estate agent if you've sold 0 houses in the year? I'm a tennis player, and I play some pretty big tennis matches, and I'll tell you, if somebody said, hey, I'm a tennis player, pick me to help you play in this big match, and then they hadn't played any in all of 2024, I probably wouldn't pick them on my team. So that's why it's important to pick a local real estate expert that knows the area and can name the houses, can tell you what flood zone things are in, and knows all about the area, but also that they have experience selling houses, because they're going to know the other agents and they're going to know who they are. I've named several of the agents on here. I know who they are. I know how they negotiate. They know how I negotiate. We can come to terms pretty quickly to get a deal done. If you pull in somebody from Orlando or Winter Park or Tampa or Miami to come in here and they don't know the area and they don't know the agents and the agents don't know them, you're going to get taken advantage of. That's why it's super, super important. I'm not trying to plug myself, but I am, because I am a local, and it is important to me that we support our locals and who our future locals are going to be. So anyway, that's enough plugging myself. Let's go to one more and see what we see. Let's find one that's 1.75, 1.195, 749. Let's look at this one. 749. Oh, this is on my street. This is on my street, just a couple houses down from me. And I've actually looked at this house. I showed it to Jim and Allison. Hey, Jim and Allison from Colorado, from Denver area. Awesome clients. They watched my videos too. And we had lunch at Cafe Verde, and it was awesome. Okay, so this is a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, built in 1956, 749,000, been on the market for 150 days. Flood zone code X, which is awesome. This is North Peninsula Boulevard. This is one of the main streets, if not the main street. You are in good shape. If you are in North Beach and on North Peninsula, or in North Beach and on North Atlantic, you are going to make money through and through, over and over again. This house is interesting because it had some add-ons, but it's got some original terrazzo floors in it, a really huge corner lot. It's just kind of boxy inside. So I've shown this one before too. Anyway, listen, I'm not going to spend any more time going through this stuff. I know that you guys are probably bored out of your mind. I just wanted to go through and tell you $1,189,000 in North Beach, average home in 2024, when it was $1,080,000 in 2023. So appreciation is through the roof. Highest elevated area in all of New Smyrna Beach, including the mainland. Flood zones X and X500 the majority of the time, except for the one Pat Collado listing that I showed you. Sorry, Pat. But North Beach is awesome. It is the place to live. It is where I live. We can be neighbors, but also you're always going to make money. Always. One thing I do want to mention about North Beach is there is no short-term rental here. So this is 30-day minimum rental. Also, there are a lot of streets in North Beach that are still dirt roads. They get to vote on it when they go to their city council. I think it's twice a year, once or twice a year, that they get to go on to say if they want it paved. And most of them say no because they like that feel. This is old beach living. It's not a wide part of the island. It's very, very thin, but you can walk to everything. You can golf cart to everything. You can ride your e-bike to everything. If you like outdoor living and you like to e-bike and you like to golf cart and you like to walk, this is the place for you. Listen, we get phone calls, emails, text messages, Zoom invites every day from people just like you wanting to move to the beach, whether it be 2 days, 20 days, or 200 days. Please don't hesitate to reach out. I would love to help you move here and be my neighbor. Please make sure to hit like button and subscribe. You get all notifications, updates about everything New Smyrna Beach and surrounding areas. And until next time, thank you so much for entertaining. Bye.